Hi, my name is Mia Vargas, and I'm going to be discussing the myth behind learning styles and showing how a lot of the data in favor of this myth is actually quite misleading and has no correlation almost whatsoever. There are said to be 3 different learning styles, and depending on which one you are, should affect your study habits and what methods work best for you to retain information. There has been controversy that if teachers were to modify their teaching styles to help students, it would help them learn more effectively and even unlock some type of hidden potential. It is almost as if parents are blaming teachers for their child not succeeding academically by not catering to the learning style of their child. There are said to be 3 different types of learning styles: auditory, visual, and kinesthetic. Auditory learners are said to learn better by attending lectures, and recording them and listening to them back are said to help them retain information better. The next learning style is visual. Visual learners learn best by seeing it. They would prefer teachers who write on the chalkboard and are probably really good note takers. They write down notes when reading textbooks, highlighting them is said to help. And then the next learning style is kinesthetic. They are more hands-on learners. They learn by doing it themselves. They create flashcards, acting out stories. Just hands-on activities are supposedly meant to help them retain information better. I'm sure everyone has heard of the learning styles and has probably taken multiple quizzes to see what type of learner they are. I personally remember in middle school and even elementary trying to find out what type of learner I was. I even remember kind of blaming the education system for not catering to the different learning styles, mine in particular. But little did I know that the school not doing so was actually way more beneficial than anything. Now, the whole point of finding out your learning style isn't so teachers could find a way to cater to the child, but for the child to know how to better cater to their study habits. In fact, if a teacher were to modify their different teaching styles to each individual student, not only would it be chaos, but it would have almost no benefit to the student whatsoever because it's not teaching them to adapt. Now, why this myth started isn't necessarily to label students as which ones are bad or good, but instead to show that all students are capable of succeeding. But what is misleading is that it is often said that the teachers are the ones that need to switch their style. Even experts aren't too sure how this concept began to spread, but a theory is that it has something to do with the self-esteem movement that took place in the 80s and early 90s. Everyone was special, so everyone must have a special learning style as well. Teachers tell students about it in grade school, and teachers like to think that every student, even struggling students, could succeed just by teachers tailoring their instruction to fit them. Another study published last year in the British Journal of Psychology found that students who preferred learning visually they would remember pictures better, and who preferred learning verbally thought they'd remember words better, but those preferences had no correlation to which actually remembered later on. Essentially, the learning style meant in this case that the subject liked words or pictures better, nor the pictures or words worked better for their memories. In other words, there's evidence that people do try and treat tasks accordance to what they believe their learning style is, but it doesn't help them at all. With all of this being said, not only do learning styles have little to no effect on the student and how they study, but teachers who actually switch their teaching styles to better fit students are actually making them have more of a disadvantage. This is due because they are not learning to adapt. Instead, they are just being taught what is catered to them, which is not good at all.